Alrighty, time for a start. Good morning, afternoon, evening, night, good time zone, my fellow investors. This is Remy coming in with yet another stream. Later than promised this week, but still roughly in the same time slot as usual. Really, I've been really I had some sleep issues yesterday, so I wasn't able to make it per my usual time slot, which I said previously to someone on my Wednesday stream that it would be a guaranteed it would be a guarantee that I would show up, and I didn't. I didn't show up, but honestly, largely that came up that and ended up happening because I had some sleep issues this week. My sleep schedule was kind of a bit of a mess, and I'm not even sure where to currently put it on. I'm not sure what actually even causes that, because I'm in a bit of I've been having a bit of a messy week, and also I am not even sure if that's if some of my issues are either sleep related or antidepressants related. I don't know, but at the very least I can say that the antidepressants are actually working, so I will say as much. And that I will also I'm also having a doctor visit this week, so I will have some opportunity to attempt to resolve my long-standing issues, some of the recent issues and some of the long-standing issues, with my throat, so I can actually do some throat-related things, Yeah, I'm basically going over the weather report type format, really. It's sort of like an abridged yet again, just like last week. Job-wise, I've been actually doing much better this week. I actually locked in on my job applications and I sent over 8 of them. So, I made some good strides towards that. I am having some successes there as well. And honestly, I'm already kind of running into some issues, into some pain points that I would definitely want addressed at some point, because I definitely need some kind of a portfolio or a GitHub profile I could attach to my legal name, because I cannot just do it under a pseudonym. I have to do it under a legal name, and my current GitHub account is not under my legal name, and that's the issue, because according to GitHub policy, you are not allowed to have more than one account. I'm not sure how well it is actually enforced, but that means keeping 2 accounts on GitHub, one for work and one for not work, is actually kind of risky for me if I don't pay for GitHub or outside of corporate contexts, and that's kind of whack. I'm also having a bit of an issue with LinkedIn. I am kind of relatively I do not feel particularly great about using LinkedIn, as like a job seeking like website, you know, it just kind of like feels quite yucky and in some sense like pretty I'd say pretty cringe due to like due to the site not really being used for social, like it's not being used as much. It doesn't feel like a job search website anymore, even though they do like uh, it technically does serve that function, but I really feel like the whole like social network aspect of it is like extremely tacked on and has a lot of like cringe aspect to its like uh to it's just very like cringe, and it's filled with like all the middle managers, and it's yeah, honestly, I'm just kind of I kind of fell out of it. I kind of got my demons talking to me again. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I'm really all about. I should really pay attention more to LinkedIn and all its like stuff. I should really pay attention to all the middle managers there making all these like great claims of like millions making variety, and I really need to get that high quality AI generated advice from some hustling middle managers. And I'm actually like looking forward to perhaps experimenting with the idea of making like a LinkedIn cringe reaction stream. Like that would be kind of an interesting idea in some sense, and it could potentially result in something entertaining. I feel. I think like because some of the posts here are just some of the posts on LinkedIn are just like ridiculous, and I would really like to explore that territory. Um, I guess I can. I guess I can move on from for now and actually get to some gameplay. Like I don't see anything. Like I don't see anyone in particular I could actually like converse with right now. So might as well just like might as well. Okay, that's actually quite convenient. That's actually quite convenient. I would rather get the screen capture going instead. Just a second. Just hold tight. I will manage. I will get this going. I will be getting this going. And all right. It's still. Oh yeah, right. It's needs some full screening. And come on. Hello. Okay. And oops. And studio mode and transition. And let's proceed, perhaps. Oh my god. New stream, old issues. Incredible. Yeah. Let's see. Oh my god, I am muting my I'm lowering my volume instead of hold the phone. Yeah, and is this correct? Is this? Oh no, I actually yeah need some more. Why? I'm sorry, I need some more adjustment on my end. Just hang on with me for a whole second. And yeah, this seems fine. All right. Let's proceed. Let's proceed with some subpar gaming experience. I am actually like. So yeah, I mentioned on my previous stream where I started playing this that I really wanted to like get into the NES collection of. Yeah, I really want to just get in through the many retro games, and I feel like Yeah, I think I should tone it down just a bit, just a smidge, and we can proceed. So yeah, I wanted to get into this thing. Like, I wanted to get into Contra because it's one of those like games that is sort of like a genre defining. I mean, it's sort of like a generation defining type of experience in a sense, because it's a particularly reflective game of its era, in that it very much exemplifies the NES and its like focus on arcade. Like, it's direct descendants from arcade machines, and how many games really ape design conventions from the arcade machines. So and like the arcade machines, Contra is a particularly unforgiving game to actually like run through. Oh god. Like, especially because you can just like die from a single hit, and that's all she wrote on that, really. Yeah, so in order to pass this first stage, I absolutely need to like lock in on this. Ah, god. I currently like really need to lock in and make sure that I am like completely focused on like beating this level, because, you know, yeah, with lives being as limited as it goes, and I'm already dead. I'm already dead. This is off to a good start, but I will try to like get this going a bit. I find it quite interesting how there are like two entries, like there are two different pickups, and they both serve like the same purpose for some reason. Like, what even is the point of having the same pickup that just does the same thing? Like two different pickups that are doing the same thing. It's kind of like a weird design choice that I currently like, that I have no explanation for, and it just kind of bewilders me. Like, it's sort of like, I mean, I wouldn't say like bewilders me. It's like a bit of a, it's a very quirky choice. Maybe it's specifically like that due to the arcade influence, because arcade machine. Well, maybe like on the arcade it's different. I have no idea. I didn't check beforehand, so like it does like it does kind of like beg the question of what even is the difference between the machine gun and rapid fire in this one. Come on, just please get into my crosshairs, enemy. Okay, this is actually a great start. I am actually like achieving in this. Like, I am actually doing the proper job. That's good. That's reassuring for a start. Now, not to flub it for the next stage, especially that I am like, if I die here, it would be really unfortunate if I yeah. So I now need to proceed with this Franky Danky not non-automatic gun, please. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah, alright. Okay, stage 2. Now... yeah, now I can basically just cheese this. And now going for the next one. And come on. Yikes. Well, at least we are at stage 2, so let's attempt this again. Cool. The first one is done. The second one should be... Ah, crap. Now I really gotta lock in. And, yeah, I am feeling really humbled by this experience. I expect to end up like at level 3 at best at the current like pace. Come on, come on, come on, come on, just let me... Shh. Oof. No! Ah. Yikes. Alright, let's see. Yeah. Not quite inspiring. Overrun. Does not exude any confidence whatsoever. Yeah. I actually might as well, like, talk a bit about my overall, like, happenings. Like, what do I even want to do with this, like, format? Or, like, I can run down some of my, like, media log type of things. Like, I've been having a bit of, like, a music-related week, vibes-wise. Although I cannot say, like, I have listened to much. But what I can say is that I had... I was really tuned into a bunch of, like, music-related stories. Like, with... Yeah, we are starting over with this one again. So, yeah, I had a bunch of, like, music-related stuff. I didn't listen to much new music, and one record I feel like is worthy of note in terms of like music, in terms of my musical like interests, I feel is the new collaborative EP with JPEG Mafia and Flume. It's called We Live in a Society, and it's pretty fun actually. Like in my opinion, it is pretty good. It is kind of a contentious one, like it released to some mixed reception. But I really dig the sound in it, especially as someone who's really warmed up to Flume's particular musical style. I am like quite a serious Flume fan, I'd say. And the EP really feels very Flume-driven with its creative direction. Like, I feel like it feels way more like a Flume record than a JPEG Mafia record. Even though, you know, it is like labeled as like a collaborative project, but to me it's more akin to like a Flume record where he is commandeering the whole direction of the art, and Flume and JPEG Mafia is more just like a singer and sort of the creative he's just like the connective tissue more so than anything like in particular. Like a presence of his own, like he is on his own records, or even on like Hi, This Is Flume, like Flume's own mixtape, where he is way more locked in on the whole aspect of. The Flume song on Hi, This Is... The Peggy song on Hi, This Is Flume feels very Peggy-like, unlike the stuff on this EP. Like, this EP's... the tracks on this EP feel way more Flume than they feel Peggy. And it's, like, less of an equal thing, like it is... Come on! I almost got it. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's see how well we do this time. Come on. I would really like to like have a bit of a skip here. Shit. Yeah, I really want to get a weapon from one of these enemies. Would greatly appreciate if someone in red came in and gave me some nice firepower boost, which is exactly what I need here, and that's nice. Cool. Yes. Let's go. Yes. Nice. Alright, now we're rolling. Now we are well and truly in the zone. And this is much easier actually with rapid fire. That's also really nice to like... Alright. Yes, now we go for the boss. And come on, please. Alright, this is actually easy. This is actually gonna be easy. Now I need to shut down this one. Please. Okay, progress. And now we get for this. Yeah, this is cheesable. This is very much cheesable. No! Famous last words. Famous last words. Okay, well at least now we got the strat. Now we get for wait. Are you serious? That was the R, so perhaps that's the difference? Perhaps we found the difference for the R? Okay. Okay, so now let's camp out for the red one. And this is the firepower we need. Which we lost immediately. Great. And it definitely feels like a struggle to me, for me to be a bit more, be a bit more representative of myself, be a bit more in my character, be a bit more of the millions making guru that I am. And it just kind of feels... Yeah, I don't think I'm living up particularly well to the implications of that. And I'm kind of... Can I... Yeah, nobody is on YouTube, so, you know, I'm kind of like talking to a crowd of zero, crowd of one, crowd of me. So I really do not have much to add. Oh, yeah, nice. Come on. Alright, I can, there is actually a way to cheese this. And also, I think we can try getting... Wait. Alright. This is actually a bit of a nice twist. Yeah, I'm kind of abusing the emulator right now. I'm doing the turbo button. to like make this pressing a bit easier. Alright, that's one. Nice. And now we okay, this is actually just a cheese. This is an actual cheese. Nice. Let's go. Level 3. Okay, this is our new checkpoint of sorts. I mean, yeah, we aren't getting any rewards for progress besides the progress itself, which kind of sucks. Okay, this is the same thing, I think, yeah. Come on. Okay, this guy, I guess this guy doesn't want to. Ooh. Yeah, this weapon kind of sucks, not gonna lie. Is this an invincibility? No idea, don't care, didn't... Not interested. Don't care, couldn't bother to check. Can you... Yes, nice. And 1 and 2 and 3. Let me do a bit of a brief return to the realm of Twitch. Yeah, and I'm here. My channel. Yes, okay. Alright, that's a spread. That's a spread, and that means we rolling. Ooh. Shoosh. No. Okay, the stationary lifestyle is clearly not for us. But we are at the last stages. So it's curious to see how we end up faring here. And hello? Shit. Well, at the very least we are still like having a chance at this one. We aren't just dying on the... Like, I think we got through, like, we already had like 3 total like deaths. So like 3 game overs. So this is encouraging in the sense that we are actually, you know... Okay, this one is a trap. I'm not getting that laser anymore. I'm getting good weapons only. Good weapons only. And losing the good weapons. Which is great. I'm not even sure what that thing gave me. Like, that's just... The world may never know. Wait, that's a machine gun. Yeah. That's a rapid. Either a rapid or a machine gun, you know the drill. The eternal debate that that ended on when the mod closed the forum on. Hang on. Spread! Let's go! And that's a total game over. So we starting from the beginning. Great! And we are back. We are back where we started. That's reassuring. I mean, at the very least, we can look at the bright side of this. We are actually like making some progress in life. 1, 2, no, okay. No spread on this cycle. So let's see how things go. And yeah, we are both missing the spread and we are losing a life as well. I think we can make it back at least. We can make it back somewhat by just being pro gamers that we are. And now we... Okay, that's a trap. That's a trap and we are not taking it. Alright, that we are dispatching that. We are dealing with this. And now we are on the boss. And yeah, that was actually a speedier way to disengage the thing. So I am actually being smarter now. I'm actually doing some sensible things. Hang on, let me ingest some liquid. Liquid ingested, we can proceed. And now we just... Now we just firing those spreads. And let's see how well we manage. Okay. Yeah, this time all we need is duck. All we need is duck here, truly, and that's all we had to do. And now for the next one. Ooh, yeah, love the classic NES lag of drawing a lot of sprites at once. Come on. Shite. Wait, that did not even land a single shot. That's terrible. That's terrible, and now we have to like... Alright, yeah, there is turbo button to the rescue. The turbo button is an actual lifesaver for this. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Nice. Nice. And now we... And now, come on. Level 2. Okay, nice, nice. We managed to get through that as well, and we are with a spare life even, which is not a good predicament to be in, but it's not terrible either. So we rollin'. We are indeed we are indeed having it good right now. Or at the very least, fairly okay. Okay, do not take that bait. Do not have the wax sauce power up. Do not fall for this crapshoot. And we fell for the crapshoot of a different variety. And we are dead. Okay, so we are still in a better position. We are still in a better position to tackle the waterfall because we haven't had a single... We only had one game over. We have 3 to concern ourselves with. Shh. Yeah. Okay, we let's try a laser run. Let's try a laser run. And okay. Wait. Okay. Yeah, dispatching the laser. Spread obtained. Okay, let's try. Okay, Poggy, we're actually succeeding. We're actually here. Almost. And we're done. We're done with the actual, like, watery part. Now we just need to not whiff this. And we whiffed. And it's a game over. Which, yeah, does not bode well for us. Yeah. Okay, first time we're taking a left turn. And now... Oop. Oop. Yeah. Come on. Ah. Pain. Come on, Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Your only hope. Give me my gun, please. Or are you just not gonna do that? Are we just gonna sustain ourselves off of a regular one? Well, that sucks. Ah, crap. And yeah, this is our final chance for at least like getting to stage 4. To at least getting to stage 4 without actually having to redo this all over again. Crap. Yeah, I almost whiffed that one. It would be a quite an embarrassing way to lose a life. And now... Okay, we locked in. We locked in. Good. Wait, is rapid fire just like a modifier of sorts? Because it does feel faster. This firing does feel faster. I'm actually curious now. Maybe there was like... That's bullshit. That's just nonsense. This game is preying on my downfall. Ah. No. I could be playing Fortnite and making millions. Instead I am... Instead I'm playing this. Instead I'm going the hard route of doing things that... going through the games that actually take effort to play. Okay, I'm just yapping out of my mouth right now. I have no idea what I'm doing. And things are not going great. I mean, you know, in the cosmic sense, things may be going great, actually. But I ain't enthused, to put it bluntly. Not getting the spread, not getting the F, whatever that gun was even. I forgot. I guess we can just carry on and... Okay, come on. Give me the spread. Bartender. Okay, the laser gun. The trap. Whack. Okay, let's reset this one and start again. So I can have a bit of a clean runway. Yeah, it's probably like a better strat to start like that instead of wasting lives from the get-go. And yes. Okay, good. Nice. We don't need no more spread. Okay, yeah, rapid fire spread basically means that you fire faster. That's a good one. That's a good advantage to possess. For sure. Right. And now we in. And we actually got 3 lives. That's a good start that we established. Now stage 2. And we just need to not mess this up. Should be fairly simple. Nice. That actually went very smoothly. And yeah, rapid fire makes a lot of difference here, so now I know. Now I know how things work. And there we go. Shh. Okay, wait. Well, it's not a spread, but at least we can. It's a workable solution. Now we just cheese these gunners. Nice. Okay, so far this is a way better game than we had before. So far we are coming in strong. We are coming in with a good gun. We are having rapid fire, and apparently we having 4 lives. So that's even more encouraging. We're actually getting rewarded for our good performance here. We need not worry about this pickup, and we need not worry about that pickup because it's trash. Because it's just a piece of trash. It's just a total hunk of junk. Total piece of garbage. Total poo-poo doo-doo. That does not benefit our cause whatsoever. Come on, jump, 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 jump. Jump out, dude. Ah, whack. Yeah, let's see if... Okay, we have a good setup. And so far we haven't lost a single life. Which is good. And I would... Ah, crap. And we also got more at least we got 1 more life, so that's good. Will we... Oh yeah, this is a machine gun. That's good. That's good. We got some solid firepower. Decent enough to keep... Hello, Sandemoniac! Welcome! Welcome to the stream, welcome to the broadcast. How are you? How are you doing? How's it going? How's life? How's everything? How's the Million Sun production? Oh. Come on. And we're almost in. We're almost in. I'll just do some cleaning here. The sun is shining with a million rays today. That seems reassuring. That seems promising. That's good. Feeling good, well rested, in my lane, etc., etc. Yeah, I'd say the same about myself, really. I wasn't feeling good yesterday, so I didn't stream yesterday. But now that I am here, today I'm feeling good. Okay. Yeah, today I'm feeling good, and that's why I'm like broadcasting. That's why I'm streaming. I wanted to have a bit more of an involved talk before I started playing the game, but I kind of just no one came in, so I really had no one to speak to. I was just kind of, doing the whole practice. By the way, as you can see, we are at stage. I got to stage 4, so I am like actually progressing. I am actually progressing here and making some solid strides. Oh, I see. That's what it is about here. The best to ever do it. The millions are not gonna make themselves. So I need to get the million score. I need to get the million scores in the millions of games. That is the path to prosperity. And I wasted the opportunity to get a decent gun. Which is... And I just died. Million attempts to beat the game. Indeed. Indeed. Yes. Yeah. I actually had like quite a bunch of topics to prepare for this. Okay, hang on. Let me also write on YouTube real quick, because I actually forgot. So this time, instead of recording, I'm multi-streaming on YouTube, and that turns out to be actually like a way better idea, at least for me, for my case. It's quite a good idea for my case, because I don't have to stress the laptop as much to record stuff. So it's actually way more resource efficient for me to it's actually way more resource efficient for me to stream on both Twitch and YouTube. So YouTube is sort of like my VOD dump essentially at this point, which actually works out really well. Stream chat on twitch.tv/Ramblanc on HTTPS, of course. Gotta make it good. Nice. Nice. Very, very nice, very good, very... I wanted to say very evil. Because I needed the wrestling reference in my life. So yeah. Yeah, I can actually have a bit of a rundown over the things I had prepared for the talky bits. Because really, I have them prepared, might as well do some spilling. Yeah, but I sort of just had a bit of like a soft weather report type deal in mind. I'm not even sure about the format at this point. I cannot like... so I'm considering like doing a bit of a reboot on the format, because I feel like the current setup like doesn't really allow me to do something that's like suitable for like for VOD viewing in particular. So the whole bit with the whole thing with the weather report, the whole concept is that I actually like wanted it to be a bit more a bit more ephemeral. I mean, no, ephemeral is the opposite of what I mean. I mean, I wasn't really like thinking of it really being evergreen, but now that I am actually like visualizing the concept a bit more, I feel like I can actually make something evergreen out of it if I do the whole approach of like how certain streamers these days just do streams to that are like live cuts for YouTube videos. Actually, just today I saw Jax Films do this very thing for his third channel, or whatever the channel is. It's Jax Films, the one he set up to react streamers. And actually, like I caught some like bits of his that are like very like, yeah, it's something that I already like do myself, and something that I could just borrow from his thing. It feels good. It feels good to see like that even professional streamers are having sort of like the same flow of things as, well, people who stream to like to like 1, 2, 3 people max, like me. You know, it's kind of like a good feeling to have in terms of like seeing how I'm doing things right, how I'm doing things wrong. It's fun. It's nice. And yeah, I feel like I could develop the whole millions bit further, but I definitely need some. I think I need some workshopping. I have a bit of an issue with like being a bit of like myself, just sticking to the character, sticking to my audacious persona. And I need a bit of like I need a bit of I need to figure out how to make it click, how to make it all be pieced together. It feels a bit weird to like. It currently feels a bit weird to me. Doesn't feel like it's there, but the at least the setup is something I'm like actually. I actually feel like it's something that is worth developing. And I missed the gun again. Come on. Okay, this is actually a free. It's not a freebie. But at the very least, the panels on the bottom are freebies. And I think that for this room we have to stick around just so we could get the... Just so we could get this fellow to show up and make our gun shoot a bit faster. I hope we get another opportunity to snatch some more powerful weapon here. Interesting point about VOD-friendly streams. Yeah, actually, like, that's what some streamers straight up recommend, like, straight up consider meta. I think it's valid and cool to make VOD unfriendly ones, but also might not be as fun when you don't have enough audience. Yeah, it's sort of like a chicken and egg problem. To have some good, fun VOD unfriendly-ish streams, you do need an audience. But to get an audience, you actually have to reach out, and you actually have to, you know, you actually have to show yourself. You actually have to showcase some bits. For many, it ends up being like shorts, and it ends up being videos. And, you know, streams by themselves are, from what I've heard from basically everyone, like streams by themselves are just like a hard medium for growth by itself. So you do need to tap into external sources like social media and YouTube in particular, especially as YouTube is YouTube's main advantage. And you can also say that of TikTok, if we talk of shorts, is that it has an algorithm. And an algorithm really allows to make, you know, tapping into the whole discoverability really allows you to reach out to the intended audience. Like, for example, even Like, I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't end up ever like coming to Klonk streams. I'm not sure if I'm just not an active Twitch viewer, so maybe like your mileage may vary in this sense. But since I wasn't really an active Twitch viewer before, I wouldn't even like get into L:'Q streams if not for Twitter, like if not for social media, because I saw like Shindig's post about it, like, you know. So that's also like what I consider like a good example for like external source being like a driving factor for streaming growth, I guess. On YouTube, it would probably be a bit like, although I'm not sure if it's any easier on YouTube, because YouTube can be a bit of a mess. But at least like with YouTube, it's a bit more integrated, so there's the whole advantage of, you know, you can get the whole like you can get, you can output shorts, people can subscribe, and they can immediately see that you're streaming, and that's like that kind of integrated nature of YouTube is actually like very good. I found Klonk because I often browse people streaming in software dev category. Yeah, fair enough. That's fair. It's not something that many people do, unfortunately. Like the discovery on Twitch is, from all the accounts I know of, it's not great. It does need some external bootstrapping to then like have you do need some bootstrapping to show up at the parts that make you like most visible, and then basically like kickstart the cycle of discovery on Twitch. And that's basically how it goes. Yeah. Hang on, I need to step away for a bit. I just need to drink some water. Really, that's all I need. Can I? Yeah. I need to mute myself. Alright, I'm back. And I just realized that it's really hot in this room. And I'm actually like feeling a bit sweaty relative to like the rest of the flat, which is like pretty cold. But I guess I'm not a Smash player. I'm an upstanding entrepreneur, so showering is not a problem for me. And yeah. Whoop. Okay. And now... Alrighty. I missed another opportunity to get a better gun, but I guess it is what it is for now. Yeah, let's actually camp out here and see what's gonna be our offer for this one. The red fella. Whatever the B is, I have no clue. We got the B. We got the B. We got the letter. Okay, can you give us... We have... Okay, we have a rapid fire B, I guess. And we are dead completely. But the good news is that we are actually progressing in a sense. As I am... This is my new record. Stage 4 is my new record. So I'm getting better. And that's encouraging. So yeah, as far as my, as all the things I talked about before, so my week hasn't been great. I mean, it's... Mood-wise, my week has been good. Because my antidepressants are, effective, or, they work. But I'm currently, having issues with, I'm having some weird issues with sleep, and I cannot pin down whether it is, antidepressant related or, related, or just, some weird external thing. I'm not exactly sure right now. So, that has a bit of a negative effect on mental health. I'm feeling a bit more cranky because of my lack of proper sleep. But today actually it was quite fine. So yeah, basically because of the mediocre sleep yesterday, I was feeling quite cranky and I was not in a great mood, and I also kind of I also kind of had a bit of a couple of encounters that I sort of inflicted upon myself that were not great, that caused me some stress. What? Oh, I missed the rapid fire. Gosh. Okay, we dodged the laser, we dodged the terrible weapon. Good. So yeah, I kind of forced a bunch of anxiety-inducing encounters on myself. And today it kind of turned out that one of them was was a bit of a nothing burger, and I actually didn't do much. I was fearing that I was doing the wrong thing, but I was met with understanding. So you know, it felt right. It felt nice. It felt good to wake up to that notice. So you know, I'm feeling better. Both in terms of sleep and because I didn't mess up when I thought I would mess up. That's you can perhaps say that it's demons speaking to me again, you know? The running thing with me as it stands. Okay, I will camp out for the red one because the red one is supposed to have the rapid fire, which will make this level considerably easier. Yeah. And because of the meds taking effect, I was also way more eager to seek out work on my employment, my prospective future employment. So I ended up setting a new record, a new PB for job application. Sendouts. It's 8 this week, and it's kind of just capped by the site I was doing. Yeah, basically it was just kind of a capped by the job application, by the website I was looking for jobs at. That's really it. And I'm sort of falling for the meme now, and I'm considering making an account at Indeed.com it is available like in my country, so it's actually of use. And I'm considering doing it on Indeed because I do not want to interact with LinkedIn. LinkedIn is just very it's not a platform I want to interact with. It feels like a parody of it feels like a corporate parody of social media to me than actual like serious job seeking website. And I even like had a bit of a note where I wanted to talk about like the social like the media aspect of you know of typical social media posting, of the millions making middle manager entrepreneurial minds generating their motivational speeches with AI about how they make not even millions, trillions, because with AI these days you can do anything. And I was just kind of like, oh yeah, this is a good sarcastic thing to say, and then like, oh yeah, I think you gotta see this whole hiring thing as a show. It's impossible to take it seriously. I guess. Well, I need to at least like get into like the rhythm of things. Like I need to see how things go. I just see it as playing a game of sorts. Yeah, I guess. I just need to learn the rules. I'm an expert on demons. Want me to exercise that one for you? I'm not like. I'm not sure how to even like. I'm not sure what would even be the prompt on that one, because to exercise the demon you actually like have to gather the clues. You have to like understand the demon's nature, and that is something that is kind of tough to figure out for me. So it's not something I can like. I will restart. It's not something I can grasp just yet. It's not something that is easy for me, Ooh, you know something about my trade. Yeah, I played a bit of Phasmophobia. So I am something a bit of an exorcist myself. I am something of an exorcist myself. I flubbed that line twice. I am somewhat of an exorcist myself. It's nothing like the real deal, trust me. Okay, at the very least I won't get my head torn in a rudder. Oh yeah, I wanted to make like a Phasmophobia joke, but it's not something that I feel would land particularly well. Missed rapid fire again. It's not something that would land particularly well without actually showing things, and I'm not really keen on doing that. Is that something like in... Okay, I don't actually have cultural reference points for it. I was thinking of bringing up something like The Exorcist, but the only reason I even know of that movie is because of it being like is because of its character being used as a face of like a scary maze game, and that's the only cultural reference point I have of that movie. I'm not just a fake weeb. I'm also not very movie versed, I guess. I mean, I can say like I've seen a bunch of stuff, but definitely not The Exorcist. That I'll say as much. All my reference points are anime based. Well, I'm a fake weeb as well, so I am not even I'm not even competent in that. I was way too preoccupied with the whole millions making, planning, and working on my job skills. And I kind of like missed out on the whole like cultural, on the fun stuff. I missed out on the fun stuff. I can't say that, you know, or at the very least, like, you know, I had some experience with some of the cultural touchstones of like anime, like, you know, some of the famous stuff, like the shonen stuff, like the revered stuff, such as, you know, Full Metal Alchemist, Naruto, you know, a bit of Bleach, but those things are also like distant in my memory. We are talking Mob Psycho or Bakemonogatari. I haven't seen Mob Psycho, but I've seen Monogatari, and I actually need to finish it. I stopped at Koi Monogatari, like the tail end of second season, and I haven't picked it up from that point. I was thinking of like rewatching it from the beginning, and that kind of made it a slog for me. Just sort of like I wanted to reevaluate it, but since I was basically retreading the same ground, it was not a particularly enjoyable experience. Okay, I'll engage the turbo button. I'll cheat. I'll cheat because that's what the millions making YouTubers do, you know. Until they get exposed. That was very forced. That was very forced. That was lame. Cut it out. Cut it out of the VOD. Cut it out of the stream. Cut it. Just erase this. Censor this. This is not for broadcast. This joke was lame. This joke was so bad that okay, I don't have any reference point for unfunny comedians that aren't like, you know, that aren't either very specific or are like, you know, Amy Schumer. And I'm not gonna do that kind of joke. Like I'm not in that league of humor. I'm not gonna make those jokes. But what I am gonna say is that I actually did try stand-up comedy once, and I kind of like fell to some of my like perfectionism pitfalls, even though like the best thing I could have done for my stand-up routines is actually like rehashing the jokes and like workshopping them by, you know, just like repeating the same routine a bunch of times and making it right at that point, like, you know, making it, repeating my routine and doing it like as best as I could. That's something I did not do, and that's something that kind of caused me a bit of a burnout in terms of like my stand-up comedy stuff. I am considering returning to stand-up comedy, but that involves a bit of a monetary investment on my end, not just because I mean, I think the main thing that was like still in my city and it's still like free to attend, and so, you know, the only real spending you get is like on cheap, like on the complimentary or like, you know, discount beer at the bar. Like they rewarded performance. They rewarded everyone who performed with like beer, either for free or for cheap. Perhaps you need to wait more for the rewatch. Sometimes it. I'm sorry. Perhaps you need to wait more for the rewatch. Sometimes it takes time to be fun again. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Cut it out, computer. I kind of missed the context on that on that sentence. I was just talking to a person who wants to do stand-up. Funny coincidence. Yeah, actually, like the best thing you can do is just start. Like it's, I think it's the same as with streaming, really. Like you just go to an event, you just go to an open mic, and you start, and then you and then you refine the thing. Like you go the next time. So you start, you go on the show, you if they get the recording, you get the recording. you rewatch the stuff, you refine that, and you like just you keep on iterating. Like that's really kind of the formula to it, broadly speaking. Like, you know, it's obviously like not simple about what is in life. Crap. I did not know that those things actually like kill you when you hit them. That's disappointing. My disappointment is immeasurable right now. But I can still carry on. The millions await. I wonder what my score is like. Because it is supposed to display the score in 68,000, so and high score is 76,000, so that's quite far from millions, unfortunately. Although I'm not sure like how. Yeah, it's 8-bit, so we aren't even really able to get millions here. Like, it's a bit of an elaborate thing to get above, for example, to get above million points in classic Tetris. Like, that's my reference point for it, really. Ah, crap. Yeah, I guess I should just take those head on. And I should... Okay, time to wait for the red guy. Hope we get the red guy. Let's see if we cycle through and we get the red guy. Okay, I think we aren't getting the red guy in this one. But yeah, basically it's a matter of iteration. And just like, you know, it's kind of like streaming. Except with streaming, you know, you often don't really like go like straight up repeating the same jokes. But with open mics, you can like, you know, the people are generally different, so they did not hear your jokes. And that's a good opportunity to prototype the jokes and make them better on like next, like on your next shots. Okay, that actually went smooth. That was a smooth shot. Crap. Okay. We good. We good, and we are not getting laser. Screw laser. Well, yeah, even the game prevented me from getting a laser. That's great. Thanks, game. Now onto doing this again. And I would greatly appreciate if you give me weapons. Give me the red weapons person. I think it should be on like the next cycle. Or maybe we should not hope for that. It's just this thing. Okay, it seems like there is just no red guy on this one. So we should just not bother on this cycle. I mean, in this particular room. Yeah. Speaking of LinkedIn, so like yeah, back to that topic. I was actually like thinking, because of the whole like the whole idea of being millions oriented, I was considering making like a LinkedIn reaction type of stream, because I think there is like a lot of potentially quite a bit of content one could make, even like for a one-off. Like it could make for some funny moments, and it would be basically my first experience actually doing that kind of format. So you know, like it's good to have that on my portfolio, and you know, have some experience with that. The bane of my existence. I feel like laser would actually like be a decent weapon if not for like the NES limits of just like the fact that it just keeps, you know, Like, this is the problem with laser, that you just, every time you fire, it just refires as if there was no laser before it. And it does seem semi-intentional, but it feels quite uncomfortable to actually, like, use. Come on. Nice. And I whiffed that. And okay, yeah, it seems like huh. Oh, I see. So it actually resets the score upon deaths. I wonder what's the what's the ending point of like doing what I was saying even. Yeah, scratch that. Hang on. Yeah. I forgore. I forgore once again. Classic streamer issue. Classic. I'm not sure how general it is, but it does seem a bit general because it seems like even more established streamers like write down what they want to talk about on streams like prior, like as I said, as I mentioned with Jack's Films. So he straight up mentioned on his stream that what he does is keeping a master list of topics to talk about, and that's where he draws from for like all the streaming stuff, like whether it is like some reactor or whether it or like some theme or some content creator to feature, because on Juju Jack's Films he does the whole like featured content creator thing. So yeah. He keeps a master list of all the things he wants to say, and he basically just picks stuff from there and crosses it out. And I like that approach. That's basically what I've been already doing. But I feel like the whole like just the master list idea, like an iteration I'm thinking of is just like making it a more general thing to draw, a more general pool to draw things from. So I could actually like draw some topics to talk about sort of in advance. I mean, not so much like in advance, but yeah, like it is basically like in advance. Out of like general like daily observations, for example, because they definitely do not come up like off the top of one's head, especially under the very like under the relative stress of actually like having to perform, actually having to actively say things. So yeah, that's basically how it is. Yeah. Out of other stuff I had like written here, I had a bit of like a music talk, and I actually wanted to ask a question because I am considering to like so there is this like so I had a bit of a thought when I was browsing like VGen, and a bunch of models like brought up the terms of usage, and quite a solid bunch of them has in their like rules like refraining from using them for say controversial topics or like political topics or like celebrities. Like I'm not planning to be an outwardly like political on anything. Like I do not want a political channel, I do not want to be a debater, because from my experience like doing politics on the internet is a rabbit hole, and it's just kind of like if you start doing it you do not like it does not end. So it's kind of like a vortex. But I would, I'm definitely like interested like in sort of like a music slash media adjacent theme too. Like, I do want to talk, for example, about celebrities, and I wonder if that's the kind of stuff you'd like, you'd be like, you'd be interested in, or like you wouldn't mind at least, because yeah, it is my job to actually like make these things interesting, and I just kind of want to see how people respond, and I would want some feedback on that, because I do feel like I do want to talk about this. I do want to bring up some celebrities, for example, especially like since, you know, with music, with popular music, it tends to be a bit unavoidable given like the antics that sometimes are involved in like the music and stuff. That's an interesting thing to include in a license. I wonder if you can legally enforce this. Yeah, I'm not sure if like it's about like legal enforcement as much as it is about manners. Like, yeah, you may not like yeah, like you may like buy the thing and you might skirt the license, and technically you'd probably be like just fine, but you do not get into the good graces with the creator. So it's just kind of like, it's a manners thing, and I understand why they do it. They do not want to be like associated with something like controversial. They do not want to like bear the brunt of that, especially like if it's, since it's more like about models, and it's like about pre-mades and customizable, since there would be like multiple people using that thing, and they would probably not want to be associated with They would not want to be associated with the whole notion. I mean, yeah, they just do not want to associate their model with like the controversial stuff. That's it. Good evening, Lesenge of fun. I'm sorry for. Am I butchering this? Am I pronouncing this right? I'd love to know. But yeah, good evening. How are you? How's your day? How's your evening? How's your day? How's your week? Given that we do talk about weekly stuff more often than not. How's the goings? As you can see, I'm currently playing Contra, and this is basically my NES library journey of things. Okay, we got the rapid fire and we got extra life. I wonder how the extra lives here work, because like you do get them occasionally from just picking up power-ups or something. There is like a mechanic of there is an emphasis on the last E, but otherwise it's perfectly fine. So is it, do you pronounce the E? The week has been very nice. Met some friends in the last few days to play some Dungeons and Dragons and some Warhammer Fantasy. Nice. That sounds cool. That sounds like something I would want to get into, but I never would like engage, like, you know, never would like delegate time for. That's, you know, that's the problem with some cool stuff like that. I'm exposing myself as a fake entrepreneur by saying that something like that is cool. That's actually cringe. That's actually that's actually a nerd hobby. How do you even succeed in life playing those like children's games? That how do you make millions doing role-playing as mages, whatever. I'm yeah, I am. I'm just casually losing it. Oh no! That's my secret captain. That's my secret captain. I don't succeed in life. Well, good news. I'm here to teach you. I'm here to teach you how to make millions. That will come with time. That will come in time. Just trust me. Just trust the process and follow me. And follow my adventures or something. Yes, I still need to workshop that one. I still need to improve on that bit, but you know, bah. Yeah. With the accent, it's le singe affamé, but some websites don't accept the e. Okay, yeah, fair enough. That's understandable. Le singe affamé. Okay, something like that. Good. Yeah. So as far as the music goes, I was like starting to, I was redoing the thing with some of my talking plans I had like before the stream. I had a bunch of like topics written in, and it's basically like me sort of like doing the whole weather report thing, but with less effort than I am like doing for like weather reports, sort of like a just basic rundown of things. So like I had a bunch of topics written in, and one of them was about like me actually like experiencing music, and the two were about like celebrity stuff. I mean, one of them is like brief, and I'll get to it in a moment, but you know. So yeah, out of music I listened to this week, basically I mostly like got in on like the Music Friday stuff. Right, I'm sorry. I'm a bit lost. I need to catch a bit of a breather, and it doesn't help that it's pretty. It doesn't help that it's pretty hot in the room, so I should probably like. I may make my sound quality worse, and I may come at the risk of. Okay. Yeah, I can actually just open the window. And they still make the sound quality worse, but at least I will probably be a bit more collected. Okay, cool. And of course, hydration check. Just need a bit of... Just need some hydration, especially in a room this sweaty, this hot. But now that I'm letting in cool air, it should be much nicer. Oops. That I see that coming through for the noise. D&D is cool, never played it though, but listened to some podcasts. Yeah, that's valid. I haven't listened to some podcasts either, but I have definitely like heard of some of them like being even straight up like super influential for the podcast world, and you know, that's cool to see. That's cool. It does seem like fun. Just that I'd probably just like want to get into it. And I also do have like some intent to play some like D&D based games, like video game stuff. Obviously, I cannot. I would have issues right now with streaming Baldur's Gate unless like I come up with some kind of setup that would allow me to more or less seamlessly do it on my laptop, like on my gaming laptop. I'm currently kind of a bit iffy on that due to concerns over noise, because I stream from my MacBook because my MacBook is noiseless. So that's basically the deal. Yeah, that's basically all there is to it. It's noiseless, so I don't need to worry about noise suppression. Because noise suppression can be a bit iffy, and it can make the sound quality a bit weird. And with a silent MacBook, I can just slap on the noise gate and largely be just fine. And yeah, okay. I think I could actually use my Windows laptop for streaming instead, and I could even. Okay, that would not solve the noise issue though. That would still be weird. I was thinking about like doing. So Baldur's Gate 3 is available on Mac. It would obviously take a lot of space, which is like very limited on MacBooks, but it would actually like it would actually be playable. And if I just do the alright, we got the boss. Just need to a bit of a cooldown. So yeah. So since Baldur's Gate 3 has a Mac port, I could stream Baldur's Gate 3. I could play it on the Mac, and I would use my Windows laptop for streaming, even though this Windows laptop is more like gaming oriented. Actually, like if not for throttling, my like M1 MacBooks are that good that they are like better in terms of performance than my like it's pretty old at this point, but it's like i5 8th gen and the GTX 1050. And so if not for thermal throttling, my MacBook would be faster. And that's kind of crazy. And that's why I really wanted to get the MacBook, because Apple Silicon is just like actually cracked. Like it's actually an insane piece of hardware that, you know, it's actually I really like Apple. Like I really like M1. I really like the M series of chips. Just they really knocked it out of the park. And it's, you know, it's kind of like it's kind of rare for yeah, I still need some collection. I still need some mental collecting. Yeah. So yeah, M-series chips are actually like genuinely impressive, and they are like cool. They are cool pieces of computing, and I'm whiffing it on the last stage because I want to make the stream fun. But at least that's progress. Okay, we got to the boss. This is the first time we got to the level 4 boss. So that's encouraging, and we still have some lives to burn through. So that's nice. That's dope. That's solid. Okay, we can actually like even go into the 3rd hour with this stream. It's actually been quite nice to... Yeah, it's actually feeling quite nice. Yeah. I think I will call it if I... Yeah, we'll see if I can call it or if I can extend it to 3rd hour, because the game is like pretty intensive. And I haven't yet had like a situation where I had like, you know, some prolonged streaming moments like this where I actually had to both focus on playing and talking. Like I did like some active, like I did some gameplay, largely more gameplay oriented type of stream like way back when, like years ago. It's actually like the only surviving clip I have of my old times on Twitch. And it was like me reacting to to the discovery of sorts. I mean, I was already aware at some like beforehand, but it's sort of like a discovery that I had. So I beat Celeste on stream actually, but Celeste still has like all the seasides levels and such. Like it has all the additionals that are like sort of an epilogue part that aren't like inherently the main part of the story. Aren't the main thing. It was like going for like story-wise, and it's more like an extra for the experienced players. And so I was like, yeah, I beat the game. I got into the menu, it gave me more levels, and I was like, nope, I'm done. This is it. I beat the game. It's over. GG. Bye-bye. Stream over. Stream dead. And you know that it's kind of like it's a bit of a cliche bit, but and I was kind of like more doing a bit of like playing it up a bit. But it does feel quite goofy in retrospect to just sort of have that memory of when I, you know, when I saw streaming from a bit of a different perspective, from more of like a gameplay, you know, like the typical Twitch stream of someone like really unassuming, and what they mostly do is just like stream gameplay and talk occasionally. And maybe talk more about the game than any like additional unrelated stuff. Like certainly less than what I'm trying to achieve with this. Certainly less than my my character development pursuit. Oh yeah. Okay, I think I might. Okay, I will do it till 10. So just 30 more minutes, and then I will call it. I just want to really end it on a round hour, even though I've been already streaming for 2 hours. So yeah, I just want to see how well I fare till then, and then we will call it. Actually, for the other topics I have, so yeah, music-wise, I primarily listen to the new EP from JPEG Mafia and Flume. I mean, it's more like a Flume JPEG Mafia collaboration. It dropped yesterday. It's called We Live in a Society, and it's a bit of a divisive one. Like it's got a bit of like a mixed reception. And aside from like this like crowd I'm starting to notice that has been like since Peggy's latest like full length, like I Lay Down My Life For You. So his like full length was met with this kind of like sort of like a less than stellar welcome from some people, and it wasn't as well regarded by some. But I feel like it's honestly I feel like it is JPEG Mafia's best record, but I digress. So yeah, Peggy has this kind of like a bit of a hater base at this point, and it does partly stem from his social media antics. And also some controversial moments, like for example him linking up a bit with Kanye. And I will come back to Kanye in a second, although for not much. So JPEG Mafia, Flume, their collaborative EP is a bit divisive, but I actually kind of like it. I understand why it's not exactly to everyone's like taste. I do understand where like the sort of like the controversial aspect comes from it, not so much from like any, you know, controversy. Like nothing weird is said on it, nothing super nothing inflammatory related to the record itself. It's just that the record itself like has a bit of that like sort of like the whole vibe of like the two collaborating and like trying to come together with something, with some kind of like a synergy, with some kind of like a specific direction. It feels more Flume driven than JPEG Mafia driven, which is a bit in other direction relative to like Peggy fans, like Peggy music as well. So it's very Flume coded, and even Peggy himself on his like Bandcamp, he does write that it was basically like Flume guiding the creative process. So like it's very easy for me to see that, yeah, this is what Flume would do. This is less so of what Peggy would do and more like a Flume type of effort. Yeah. there are some like so I've been spinning a track from that called AI Girlfriend, which, you know, kind of like think what you want of AI. It's kind of like sort of, yeah. I mean, I'm not yet doing an AI take, but basically like that sort of like kind of like a digital, very digital-esque. Yeah, it has like the whole thing like, oh yeah, like digital relationship, and it's it very much leans into that aesthetically, and in terms of like the sound, it's very like glitchy, very brazen. Like what Flume has been really like pushing in terms of like his sonical, like in terms of like his sonical style. And it is like a highlight of the record for me. And also there is like track 1, which may not click as like a song itself, but is like very funny as like a music video it's attached to. Like it's more so designed as like as a sketch comedy, and it's very illustrative. So the music video is like very, you could say it's like very Adult Swim coded. If you like, it's basically like saying everything. It's like sort of like the it's got that like adult animation type of vibe, like American adult animation, but in a good way, in a fun way. And it's like it's a pretty funny like you know. Yeah, it's funny, it's nice, it's cool. I am getting fried actually. My brain is getting fried, so I'm like struggling to properly like describe things. It's something I actually did not write in, so I wasn't even like thinking about explaining this. I was sort of like thinking about cramming it in at the start and talking about it there. So I'm like struggling extra to come up with stuff to actually like explain it. But you know, it's practice. It's practice. I will need to do to be able to do it eventually, you know. Oh crap. Yeah, I'd also like to next time perhaps ask y'all about your like something like, you know, just asking everyone about like the stuff you watch, the stuff you play, the stuff you listen to, because you know that's the whole interactive bit that I've been also like conceptualizing for my channel, or like for streaming as well. And you know, some back and forth conversations regarding like media, regarding like music, regarding like movies, TV, anime, video games. It's a bit broad, but you know, I think there is like the whole there is like the commonality with these with the media, and I think you know, I feel like people these days aren't really don't really know how to enjoy things, and that's something I feel like I could address with just like talking about it. I could address by like, you know, actually like establishing a conversation and perhaps guiding it in some way, like and also perhaps guiding people to some cool stuff they would you know, they would like want to see, hear, you know, just listen to. Like there is this thing with music, for example, like how there is like the sentiment on the internet at times where people are just like, oh, the music is bad, the music sucks. Look at Billboard Hot 100 or something, and you know, it's like trance and Billboard Hot 100 are not particularly great places to just like look for music in general. Like they were never like good anchor for like good music. They were like, Billboard Hot 100 is like the measure for popular music, for popularity of the music. And if you like have like a look back at the kind of music that charted in like 20th century, because there is like information, like there are charts dating back that far away. The music that charted back then was not that great either, for the large part. Of course, there were like some greats. Of course, the Beatles were there. The Beatles are like influential. Yeah, it's like I'm not gonna do a whole like, oh, the Beatles suck actually type of thrashing, like, you know, type of joke, because even though I would absolutely do, if I like ever like wrote that bit like deliberately, I would totally like just make fun of Beatles for no reason. But yeah, you know, like of course there are like heavyweights like Beatles, like and yeah, I cannot like name people like off the top of my head, but you know, even these days Billboard Hot 100, like it has some good songs charting, but you know, it's never been like a primary measure, and the popularity like has always like won out, and the tracks with like mass appeal were primarily like Billboard material, and not for example like all the classic rock albums that often come up in the conversation as like the counterweights. So like not that many classic rock bands have actually like charted much. They certainly haven't produced like the they certainly like haven't produced the hits on like to the extent of like, oh yeah, yeah, they didn't produce like the super commercial hits that hit like the top #1 spots, but that still didn't make them any worse for it. And you know, that's basically the same now as it was back then. And that's why I like want to talk more about stuff. Like I want to talk more about like cool music. I want to talk about like cool things, because I do feel like I have a bit of like a taste for it. But I do not see like I see some people like aren't versed in actually like finding things. Like they aren't actually like as well versed in finding what's good, and perhaps like understanding, like, you know, developing their taste buds. That's very much all it is about. And you know, there is nothing like that obviously doesn't make anyone inferior for it. And overall, I do want to make it more about the positive vibes of music. So I do want to have this conversation established in the sense that you know, just like about the enjoyment of the media. That's it. That's all I really want from this. That's all I really want from these conversations. Oh, I thought I started. So yeah, that's basically how it goes. But now we are, yeah. But now snap back to reality, and I also had some Kanye on my mind this week. But really, I don't even want to talk about Kanye, because Jesus Christ, the type of stuff you see him say, like, or like even put into music and stuff, it's just depressing. It's just depressing in a multitude of ways. Like just a pure nightmare of from the general like PR nightmare type of fashion to like, you know, it's seeping into the lyrical content of his music. Like what's worse is that his like, so there was this like song he previewed, and it's like literally it's literally my wife and kids left me, Heil Hitler. Like it's literally that. Like I literally described one of the song, and like that's literally the content of the song, and it's just insane. Like it's just unhinged. Like that's don't even get me started on the Cousins bit. Just do not look that up. Save your eyes, save your ears, You do not have to know about the cousins thing, because that's... It can only get worse with Kanye. It can only get worse. It's really... No. 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 I'm not even gonna read that out. No. Yeah, basically a different guy now. Yeah, there was like an update on... There was a Kanye update today, and that he's basically like... Basically nothing but confirmed that he's been on like whippets, and he's suing the doctor now, and like that's basically like all in the claim. So, you know, that sucks. But yeah, anyway, I actually did not want to even like this is less smooth than I wanted it to be. Like I guess that's just the downside of talking about Kanye at this point, that it's just grim, and it's like all the subtleties thrown out of the window. You cannot talk in good faith about like anything he's doing. Like you cannot like give any benefit of the doubt to any of his antics, because he just keeps digging his own hole. Come on. I'm somehow when you can talk about old Kanye, yeah, I do miss him just as much. Although, you know, it's kind of dependent, because it's hard to pinpoint where that old Kanye even starts. I mean, it's kind of weird, because to me the age of Kanye that's like still sort of like semi tolerable is still like where he's started like doing some very like he started doing saying some very garbage things, like politically speaking, like where he like, especially like the whole thing with like when he dropped those 2 tracks with like Lift Yourself and Yeah versus the People, and that's like where he started like you know, yeah, basically like the cutoff point where is between when he dropped his last Christian quote-unquote record and when he went on Infowars. Like that's basically the before he went on Infowars is my cutoff point for like the Kanye music I still tolerate, and that's still like not good. That's already like not a good benchmark for the old Kanye that I have. But it's the benchmark I have for, you know, for when he still made good music. But yeah, it's nothing but a train wreck. And yeah, speaking of train wrecks, by the way, the other obsession, like the other thing that I had on my mind this week is sort of like an obsession. And it's like kind of you know, I might as well just take a bit of a break to formulate what I wanted to bring up actually for quite a while. And I actually need to switch screens. I can actually like end this on a bit of a talkie on a bit of a zatsu. Hang on, this is the wrong. Okay, good. This YouTube video is still playing. It's not showing any advertisements. The first time I did the whole like key jingle. I'm sorry. First time I did the whole like key jingling thing with like this graphic. What it did, like it opened in the OBS, and then it started playing advertisements, and it was extremely funny. And what I had to do is like idle a bit on it, and I had to. I just had to wait for the ads to finish to have the stream going, and that was an amazing piece of scuff to actually like describe. But you know, okay, it sucks that the links also unloaded for me to actually demonstrate what I wanted to do here. So yeah, in terms of like the obsessions, in terms of like the musical obsession I'm having a bit, it's Katy Perry. and that's definitely not in a small part because of her current ongoing like sort of like a what some people are calling like a flop era, and some people are even alleging that it's like, it's like she's been entirely bad this whole time, and that's always been her. Like she never had a personality, and I couldn't agree less with something like that because if we like interact with like the whole like pop thing, we like many people know like California Girls, many people know the Last Friday Night. They do know like all these like big tracks like Fireworks. I am like on more on the positive side. I know like not everyone likes Katy Perry's music, just like it's a taste thing, and it's like it can be a bit more of like a tolerance to pop type of deal. So with Katy Perry, I can understand not exactly being into her music. But I could not disagree further with the statement that it had no personality, or like her personality was like entirely manufactured. And I'm not like it's not like she. There is a bit of like there is a bit of that point where she didn't really get to the top by herself, and much of the work like much of her work can be attributed more or less, like much of her success can be partly attributed to artists like uh especially like controversially Dr. Luke, or like all the allegations and stuff that are like very serious, and like I'm not gonna cover them right now. I am gonna like address them a bit when I actually like have a proper segment on Katy Perry, because that's what I'm gonna do at some point. But yeah, so like her success can definitely be partly attributed to the people she worked with. She's not like someone who gets like carried, like who can carry herself as well. She does need like collaborators to make things work, and that means she's also like dependent on the collaborators not screwing things up. And that's kind of a running theme with her like latest album, 143, because it does have like some incredibly baffling like production decisions that like Dr. Luke has been like, again, Dr. Luke is, especially in this time, like the whole thing that after all the allegations, Dr. Luke came back to work on like Katy Perry's album, and Katy Perry like ended up like it many tracks do not sound like Katy Perry tracks on it. They sound like they came like they were meant for someone else, and it just felt like very artificial. Like it the songs specifically on 143 feel like they are devoid of personality, devoid of what made Katy Perry appealing to most people. Besides like Woman's World, which is like a punching bag of a track, and like Lifetimes, which is kind of just like a generic piece. But yeah, so I've been like rewatching. I've been like on the back catalog. I've been having on like the Discog dive for the. Hello, Mari. Welcome to the stream. We are like at the tail end. We are. I kind of wrapped up with. Well, yeah, I think I am wrapping up with the contra. I might as well just go to just chatting for this like little segment, just chatting and a little post contra. I mean, yeah, I keep the. Oh crap! I forgot. But yeah, hi Mari. I've been wanting to play Contra 4 on DS. Actually, I also want to play Contra 4 on DS. That's so I played Contra 4 once, but it wasn't a DS version. It was like a Java version. I played on like yeah, it's like a G2ME version. So I played it on the mobile. Yeah, I played it on mobile. And it was I don't remember like fully beating it. I think I used cheats on that one, so it was like no shitty Symbian phones. No, it wasn't actually on Symbian. It was like a Java, like it was J2ME. So it was like I played it on my Sony Ericsson W200i. Like that was the phone I played it on. So it's like a Java version of Contra. Symbian is like a different thing. It's not Nokia. But yeah. So anyway, Contra. So yeah, I was talking about Katy Perry. So yeah, Katy Perry is like her best tracks like have her personality on display. Like she actually like carried. She actually like, you know, she actually had like lots of strength to her like character, like, and you know, there was like that kind of quirk that really no one else had. And so, but with the new stuff, it just feels like so artificial to the point that it feels just like someone gave her like someone else's track, and it just does not land at all. And so you know, it's kind of like the 143 is like a very fascinating album to me. So like yeah, it sucks, but it's also just kind of funny to me in some senses, and it makes it like all the more curious to explore the whole thing. She like the whole like Katy Perry phenomenon, both like in retrospect and where it is as it stands now. So hang on, I'm trying to set up the capture for a browser window so I could more or less properly show what I intend to show here. Just so a bit of a setup for. Come on, I want this to be a bit nicer. I could actually get it on the void as well. Just copy, paste reference, and this is good. This is good, and I will even yeah, I can center this. So yeah, the thing I want to bring up is her current like PR situation with how you know, she's been like promoting the tour, and she like went to space, quote unquote. And you know, it's kind of like, yeah, people are like criticizing her for that in general, like you know, and there are lots of valid points for that. But it's just kind of like, you know, the antics of hers, like the fact that the whole like spirituality of hers, the rationale, like the way she like kind of like posed in front of the camera, like, you know, the kind of antics that just kind of like made it like very not just it just kind of like made it a bit like goofy to me, so, sort of like the whole so bad it's good type of deal. And so there is and so now is on tour. Now she's on tour, and there are like videos popping out that are just like incredibly. So there are like concert videos, and I cannot even describe, like, you know, it fuels my fascination even more. Oh my god, it why did it flip? What the hell? Hang on, why is it flipped? Why is it? What happened? Reset transform? Okay. Transform. Center to screen. Okay, good. So, you know, there is this like, there are a bunch of concert videos that are just kind of very. I'm not sure if it's a good idea to like play music on these, but like. Okay, no, this is. I think I'll just get this one going because it's sort of like the more like viral one, where she's just like. It's just awkward. Oh my god, it's blasting. It's blasting. I'm sorry, it's blasting. So I guess I might get copyrighted for this, but yeah, it's like very. The movements are kind of like very awkward. The facial expression is like she looks like very confused, like as if like what is even happening here. It just kind of feels uncanny. and then like a jump, and then she just falls off for no reason. She just falls, and it's awkward throughout, and I'm like, wow, that is that is what even went wrong here? How is it like? How it ended up not being like as rehearsed as it like could be? Why? What even went wrong? Like, this is her tour. Like, this is her like worldwide exposure to so many like people out there, and it's just like that. And there is this like so here's she's performing. Oh my god. So she's performing E.T. here, and she's like doing the whole like Star Wars. Yeah, I should minimize. I should. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering a bit. So yeah, I should. So yeah, she's like doing this whole like lightsaber thing, and it just feels kind of like weird and awkward. And there is like a bit of like a defense I could mount that it probably like oh my god. It does feel like a bit unrefined, and it does kind of not do a great job at like selling the gravitas, the whole you know, it just it's just kind of weird. And she's like still gonna be like touring across so many countries, so maybe she's gonna like refine this, and it's just like these first bits that are like showing up. But it's kind of like sad that these clips are just like going around and drawing nothing but mockery from her for her. You know, it's just kind of but also like there is this bit, there is this specific clip that I find really funny, which actually looks pretty good from the other angle. But there is like this bit that she's like, so she's gonna be like, she's here, and now she's gonna fly off to the middle of the stage, and she's like and it's just oh, and someone even made like a gif of this that's like sped up, and she's like that's she does look like an entity here. She does look like a she does look like she's some kind of like a creepypasta anomaly, or like she's from like a YouTube horror. She's like from some kind of a YouTube horror game, or like it just flips away casually. And that's just this is incredible. And that's you know, like she's getting a bit of flack for this, but I just cannot help but have sort of like a fascination with it. Just have this like I do draw like some genuine enjoyment from this, and that's why I kind of like want to make this like bit where, you know, I do not want to hate on anyone. Like, I do not want to like send I do not want to shit on people, but I do have like a genuine fascination with how much of like a train wreck the situation is, and I do want to have like a bit of a thought out, like a bit of like more detailed dive where I could actually like bring some more bring some more thought out points that I feel like I could actually like bring to the table. And I could actually say quite a bit. And it does feel like it could make for an interesting video. It could actually like make for some nice thing for a weather report. But yeah, other than that, like I think I've gotten over everything, and I am not even like in this like sort of like important announcement type of deal. In that, yeah, I'll be so in terms of like the future of this of me streaming, of me like, you know, developing the channel both on Twitch, on YouTube, and like on social media as well. I feel like I'm going streaming wise. I'm feeling like going on a bit of like a soft reboot, and I will be redoing the schedule somewhat. I really want to do so. I feel like the video game streams are actually like doing quite fine for me. Like once the things are set in like in motion, I feel I enjoy doing it. It's like really fun to have these like go to have these like going. And so this does feel like a format that I just want to keep iterating on and like keep improving. And so this is what I want to be doing for my Friday time slot. And this is what I want to be doing every Friday, as much as I can for like the basically starting at the same time at 7 p.m. because that's what's convenient for me at this point. And I also want to be like I want to move the weather reports on Saturdays, and I also want to make them more sort of like highlight oriented. So I want to produce like stories out of it. I want to make them like weekly. No, I want to make them bi-weekly because I do feel like they need some kind of like a development. They do need some thinking. They do need some pre-planning, and so I actually need to develop them into like proper things to actually make them like palatable as YouTube videos, to make something that would be like a very solid highlight moment that like if you cut things from pieces, it would actually make for like an enjoyable video. And I would actually like make it for like some decent script. And such. Hang on, just I need to hydrate. I need some water. May is also a bit of a weird one for me. And I'm not sure how much I am like I'm gonna be trying to stick to the Friday time slot. I'm not sure. I might need to actually like move things a bit later. I will still like try to work it out. But what I really want to do is that I want to really like work on making this like summer, the next 3 succeeding months after this. I really want to like put more effort into the content, and I really want to make it. I want to pull things together, and I want to do like more stuff. I want to actually like commit. I want to actually set some goals for the summer, and I want to really like develop like work on the milestones, work on like upping the game, work on doing shorts, and like actually like trying to make moves. I am actually like fried, so I kind of all I really wanted to say that I might not be as ambitious as I generally am trying to be in May. So it's gonna be a bit light for stuff, but I really want to use May as the launch pad for myself to sort of like prepare myself for a bit more activity in the summer, and I hope that I will make it actually interesting, and I hope it's gonna be like a good experience. And yeah. Rebirth arc. Yeah, it's kind of like a rebirth arc. It's gonna be a bit like a soft reboot. It's gonna be also I'm gonna be like working on getting the model, but it's not gonna be I really like I do want to show myself in some capacity really, and I'm having a bit of issues like, you know, there are a bit of legalities, no money, that do not let me show up in my like full fashion, my full creative vision just yet. No money, no good model. But you know, I am having ideas. I am having like a free like, you know, I am like I just gave away that it's like a free asset, but it's actually like something that's I feel like I can really make work. It does allow for some leeway, and you know, hope that you'll like see it, and like hope I will do like a model. Yeah, I will be using a model once I figure out like some quirks with streaming, and I'm also planning to do a debut stream on like this summer, and that's it. That's I yes, I already had a debut stream, but this is gonna be another debut stream. I will just keep doing these until until yeah. So now the demons are just kind of like having a bit of the funsy ones, and they're just kind of tickling me in my brain, and they're just kind of making me go blah, 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 and preventing me from actually formulating coherent thoughts. The real debut. Yes, there is gonna be the real debut. And then there are gonna be the realer debuts, and the realer debuts, and the realer debuts. I am having, like, I am really, yeah, basically it's gonna be fixing the mistakes of my debut number 1. And this is gonna be a debut number 1.0, where I am really gonna be locking in on my actual vision. Because, you know, my debut stream was like actually like entirely haphazardly like cobbled together. Like I did not even like it wasn't even meant to be a debut, but because yeah, that's basically like my channel lore. Because I got like this I got a bit of like this whole like back and forth with Clunk, and that's where I basically had it turn into a debut. that's basically how it went, and how I upped the ante, upped my ambition, and like really, you know, I like the I like the spontaneous nature of it all that really make it like work. So yeah, it's nice. It felt good. It felt nice. It felt right. Even though like I made lots of mistakes, it felt really fun to like work on this. All right, I'm gonna sleep. See you next time. Yeah, see ya. We are wrapping up. We are wrapping up the stream. This is the end of the broadcast. Thank you for joining. Thank you for accompanying me on this adventure. I think I had a good time. Thank you for helping me have a good time. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for the stream. I really appreciate, like, it was good. This was really nice. This schedule is entirely inaccurate, but you know, screw this. You know, yeah, you can follow me on like these social links. So you know, like I got Blue Sky, I got Twitter, I got Twitch. Obviously, you are on Twitch, and there is a YouTube channel where all the VODs are, and I will also be like doing YouTube stuff. So yeah, I really also gotta work on my like Twitch stuff. Like I should refine it a bit. Yeah, it's okay. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next time. I still have no like I still need to think of a introduction, because I mean I still need to think of a closer. But yeah, been a really good stream. Bye. Bye Sandemoniac. Bye Lesane Jeffame. Bye and bye Mari. Yeah. Thank you. No raids. I don't have any idea on who to raid.